Good afternoon, everyone. Happy weekend. Hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. It's very nice, pleasant weather in Melbourne, I must admit. It's about 25 degrees, but it feels a bit warmer than that. Nonetheless, I'm enjoying myself in the lovely cooler at home, so no complaints there. This is my first video on AFL this year. Those who have subscribed to my channel would have seen that my last couple of videos have been about reviewing the Ashes in the cricket, Australia and England, as well as talking about other games going on, okay, in that sport. So now, with the footy season just inches away from starting, I know there's some practice games going on. I thought it wouldn't hurt to commence my videos for AFL 2026 on the review of the match simulation or the practice game between Gold Coast and St Kilda on Thursday night, the 19th of February in Metricon Stadium, now known as People First Stadium in the Gold Coast. A very good win, but before I get into that, I'd like to talk about, and as I do in every video, introduce you to a tutoring school that my wife and I run. It's called the Roki School of Excellence, as you can see the logo on the other side of the screen. It's an academic tutoring school that tutors years 5 to 12 maths, privately and group classes. Enrollments are open throughout the year, so if you have a child, or if you know of anyone who might be interested, please ask them to get in touch. We'll be more than happy to assist. My wife looks after basically the enrollments and the admin side of the school, and I look after the class fees and the syllabus side of things. Okay. We also offer classes for South Indian classical drums, jazz drumming, and octopad, which is an electronic percussion instrument. Okay, so that's that. Next, onto the main thing is to dissect further the game on Thursday. Yes, it was a practice game. Yes, it might mean nothing. Yes, it's not necessarily a true reflection of the performance that we're going to see, but it gives Saints fans a lot to be optimistic about. Against a team who played finals last year, let's not forget Gold Coast. They knocked out Freo first week and capitulated to Brisbane at the Gabba in the semis last year. First ever maiden finals appearance for the Gold Coast Suns. And now people will be thinking, oh, they had 4 of their 5 players out. But so did we. We had Sinclair out, resting from the State of Origin game last Saturday, where the Vicks won. No Brad Hill, again, same reason. No Mason Wood, I think he was rested, or God knows. No Dougal Howard. There were a few out, keep in mind. So, if you can justify one thing for one team, I don't think it hurts to do the same for the other team who are in a similar situation. Nonetheless, I think the focus should be about how they went about winning the game so nicely. Very scrappy game to start with, and you do expect that with these sort of games. It's just a practice game. These are players coming back into sort of match environment after a while, since last year. Yes, they train, I know that, but you're doing a practice game against opposition, it's been a while. So, yep, you can expect that. It was a really fantastic game, okay? I'll just take a minute to share my internet screen. Yep, so as you can see here, this is the St Kilda Football Club webpage. So if we scroll up for a sec, you can see it was a really fantastic effort. This headline really sums it up, and it was an absolute thrash. And to be honest, I didn't see that coming off. I was expecting a much closer game, okay? Remember one thing, Gold Coast know the ground very well. It's their home deck. We were the visitors. We were probably being underdogs, and rightfully so. But to go there and really put them to the sword with this margin, I thought was fantastic. And this gentleman, where is he? Sam Flanders. I was just going to show. There he is, the former Gold Coast Sun player, up against his old mob, who knows his old mob very well and the ground well. Had a fantastic game, or first up game in the midfield. And so were these recruits. I thought they were very handy in their own capacity. And it was a great team effort overall. Our forwards were fantastic. Good pressure. Your Sharmans, your Jack Higgins, your Liam Ryans, your Max Halls. The list goes on. And if you see here, amazing contribution. We didn't have to rely on one or two individual brilliance to get the job done. Everybody literally played their role. The back line, led by Callum Wilkie, I thought was fantastic. With Jack Silvani now helping in there. I thought the midfield was very good. You got Filippo, Hugh Boxall, who's put on some size. Really great, getting stronger as a midfielder. His fitness level is going up next level. Okay? and then you have Sam Flanders. I think it was a really, really fantastic effort, and our forward line was terrific. Marshall got the ball rolling with the goal. Then you talk about Cooper Sharman was good, and then the small trios did very well. The Wilsons, Higgins, Hall, and Ryan and Burns. So nothing to complain about. I mean, of course, there's always areas to still work on, and that's fine. If you listen to Lenny Hayes' press conference, he did make a mention of that. So it's okay. I mean, there is always room to work on, even if you're thrashing. Okay, so it's like you write an assignment 20 out of 20. That doesn't mean you can't improve it. Of course, you still can improve it. Okay, but it's all about getting your process, your system consistent going forward. Okay. And I'll tell you what, if we could replicate similar or even 50% of this against Collingwood, we will win. I'm telling you right now. Against a very aging list, we will win. Our fresh legs on opening round on 8th of March will really expose Collingwood at the MCG. It's a wider ground. The Saints love it. Though we don't play there often, they love it. They will really expose it. Okay? So, next thing I'd like to do is talk about some takeaway points from the game. Okay? So I'm just going to put it up for a sec. I'll just take this off. Okay, so as you can see, there are some key takeaway points from the game. First one, look out for Max Hall guys who may contend for AA, which is All Australian this year. He's a young guy. Don't be surprised. It could be his peak year, to be very honest. He's really showing signs of maturity as a forward. The way he reads the ball, picks it up, gets it on his boot effortlessly, and it goes through. Just very composed, measured and mature decision making. And if you want to be a forward to break into the All-Australian side, these sort of characteristics are crucial to display. Okay, Darcy Wilson and Hugh Boxall have gone up a gear in their fitness levels. Absolutely. I had the privilege to attend with my wife an open training session with the Saints before we went overseas last year in December. The amount of laps Darcy Wilson was running was amazing. He never looked puffed out. He has really notched up his fitness. And so has Boxall, put on some muscle, and he's providing that X-factor grunt in the midfield, something like what Lenny Hayes did in his peak days. So you can see Boxall is slowly working towards that and really displayed it well against the Suns on Thursday night. And the big 1.7 million talk of the town from last year, Tom DeConey. Forget about his value, guys. His ruck presence frees up Marshall to go to the forward line and have more scoreboard impact. Yes, Ron Marshall's not a big goal kicker compared to our small forwards because he's a ruck after all, but he has a chance to kick a bag every week going forward, thanks to TDK's ruck presence. And they can share around the ruck. They'll learn from one another, and it's just really fantastic. Just like the Rowan Marshall-Paddy Ryder combination from years ago under Brett Radden, when Saints were playing under Brett Radden as coach. So his ruck presence, can't fault it. Really great, very effortless and fantastic. Okay? Then, the last one, the system and game structure aligned nicely. Absolutely. It was aligning beautifully. Make no mistake. Yeah, there was some scrappiness here and there, but everybody was able to adjust to the system so beautifully, and there was so much cohesiveness in the structure and the way they went about it, and that's really credit to the coaching staff. Okay? So, I hope these were the takeaway, and look, please comment your thoughts as well, what you felt the takeaways were. There's no right or wrong. This is just what I feel. There's many more. Of course, you could write like a book about this. That's how many there were. Okay. The next thing I'd like to talk about is about the recruitment strategies. Saints, for those who don't know, are one of the biggest clubs who went active and hard in the trade period last year. Okay. Those who followed the trade period would have known Saints were one of the most active. And if you didn't think so, I'm not sure what world you're in with AFL, to be very honest. Okay. So if you see this one, the recruitment strategies, let's talk about it. And how it sort of, was highlighted in glimpse on Thursday. First thing, TDK's ruck work and follow-through looks seamless. Okay, the way he taps it, jumps, very seamless against Jared Witts. Jared Witts is one of the top ruckmans in the competition. He's not a pushover ruckman. Great ruckman, and, he just made it look very easy. And even if he made a mistake, TDK, or just lost control of the ruck work, the way he used to follow through and still give first used to his teammates, I thought was kudos. So that's what really, set the tempo, to be honest. That's where it all really starts, and that's where it should start. It's in the middle, right? So yeah. Next one, Sam Flanders' impact on grunt and run was very evident. The inside grunt midfielder he provides, and the way he runs and carries with the ball is beautiful. Great decision-making skills, and even at times when he fumbled the ball, the way he just put his body on the line to pick it up and make amends was fantastic. Okay, so his arrival to St Kilda shows why we needed him. Okay, and he's a great help to people like Windhager, Wanganeen-Malera, Filippo, and all these midfielders. Okay, number 3, I thought Jesus. Yes, he was subbed out with concussion, unfortunately, but I thought he was holding himself nicely in that back line. You could see how he could, be of support to Cal Wilkie, Alex Taru, and all that, and they were able to freely play their game. So that additional toll I thought was great till he got concussed. And then the next one, a recruit from West Coast, former teammates with Tom Barras, who's now at Hawthorn. Flying Ryan, actual name is Liam Ryan, a Premiership Premiership forward, from West Coast. His presence provided more scoreboard impact than usual. He only kicked the 1 goal, guys, but the way he created opportunities and helped people like Higgins and Max Hall and Sharman, I thought was fantastic. He's such an experienced small forward, let's not forget, and I thought his presence was fantastic, just to be there and give that support and all that, okay? So, all in all, guys, I thought it was a fantastic game. Not getting carried away, but it's a great start. I mean, if you told me at the start of the game, Rohit, your team's going to thrash Gold Coast by 71, I wouldn't have called that. I wouldn't even have seen that coming. But the reality is they did. Now, people will think, okay, Gold Coast took their foot off the pedal. That's one way of looking at it. What about sustainability of pressure by the Saints? Maybe that was the reason it forced a team like Gold Coast to take their foot off the pedal. Yeah? So comment your thoughts, guys. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel, and feel free to pass it on to your friends, well-wishers, or loved ones who might be interested in this. Okay? There will be more content to come in football now that the season's going to start. My next video will be about thoughts about the season on St Kilda and all that. Stay tuned, and feel free to hit the subscribe button. And take care of yourselves. Have a lovely rest of the weekend. I'll speak to you soon. Go you Saints.